You know, when I was on YouTube today, damn near every channel was talking about that shit with Polite and the fact that he molested his girlfriend's 14-year-old daughter. You know, my personal take on it, I don't give a fuck about no Polite. He was never for black people. He's narcissistic and materialistic. I don't know why we have people that even follow him in the first place. See, he's one of them type of black men who has the knowledge bestowed upon him and add on the gift, the gab, to use for his own personal gain. It was never to the benefit of the black community overall. Now, we're going to talk about that critical analysis that Umar had of Tariq Nasheed. They're both one and the same. Now, I'm no fan of Umar because of him lying about building the school, which has been going well over a decade, which he has not succeeded. But some of the things he did say about Tariq is absolutely true. Tariq is a dangerous man. He's a liar. He's a charlatan, a thief. No different than Umar. And it's funny how you got these coon niggas always talking about each other. Because make no mistake, because Umar is very versed in African history, don't make him any less a coon ass nigga, because he is. Why is it every time he gets on a video, he can never ask the question, where's the money gone? And he get all up in his feelings like a little kid. Now, I'm not taking away from the things he might have done in the past, but I'm looking at the here and now and what's to come in the future. Tariq, for the last week and a half that I've been hearing, is talking about building up this museum, has raised over $700,000. Why in the fuck do we need a museum for when we have black people out here starving, homeless? This nigga don't even live in a black community. He lives in a whole gated white community with his half-breed wife. And some of them are just so gullible and dumb to fund this man's lifestyle. Why is it every time why is it every time he do a live, this nigga on a vacation while we sit up here working our asses off? He has not given back to the community. You think because he did some documentaries about hidden colors and Haitian Revolution, that's a contribution? Now, personally, I've listened to this man talk. I've seen some of his live streams. This brother is not intelligent. He dogs black women. He dogs black men, and he's a black man himself. He does not give a fuck about black people, man. And I'm going to ask you, those of your brothers and sisters who are with the FBA movement, because and actually is in truth, it's a hate group. It's hating on African people, which also are our brothers and sisters. Now, we may have our discrepancies with our continental brothers and sisters, but nevertheless, they are still our people. It's like we just have a constant beef with one another, and we all share a common enemy. And we have charlatans like Tariq, Umar, Polite, Sadnetter. The list goes on. And when Umar said Tariq was a dangerous man, I believe him. Umar is a dangerous man too. They're both one and the same. Coons can talk about each other. But when asked the simple question, they get up in their feelings. Never look for someone to lead. Learn how to lead yourself. Start doing your own independent research. I mean, we need to go back to the basics. I mean, that's just simply what it is. That you got these white people who will put these certain types of black people among us to mislead us. Then you got the alphabet mafia. Let me ask the brothers and black people in the alphabet mafia, why is it that you don't have no white homosexuals speaking on things that happen to you when you get killed? What contributions have they made to your well-being other than fuck your asshole or lick your pussy? What else have they done? You actually think because you fight for these gay rights that you gonna benefit from them? Do you understand that you came from a man and a woman? Do you understand that you are still practicing the male and female dynamic among the gay community? Y'all, some of y'all in the gay community are the dumbest motherfuckers I've ever seen in my life. Y'all dumb, you're ignorant, you're stupid. You don't know which way is left or right. And have the nerve to call us who practice natural behavior homophobic because we're not accepting of this gay agenda, which is primarily being pushed on the black people. I guess because we make everything look cool. It's not cool being a homosexual. It's counterproductive and it's destructive. It stops us from reproducing each other. It's like we refuse to work together now less than we did during the period. Well, hell, what am I saying? We still in slavery because look how we act to each other. You got your sellouts, you got your preachers, you got people who's misleading us. Now, I'm just talking random because there's so much that I'm learning and so much that I've seen and using common sense. Like you have pro-black men who claim to love black women, but they end up behind closed doors fucking a Becky. You have black women who claim to be for black us, but they sleeping with white men. You have certain types of black women on YouTube who promote interracial agendas, but they claim they love their black fellow black woman. How do you love your fellow black woman when you leading her to her destruction? And to my brothers who want to hear these red pill niggas, how the fuck can you sit up here and talk about black women? Why you not talking about why y'all red pill niggas not talking about how these white men is adopting, these gay white men are adopting young black boys? Why y'all not talking about how young black males get abused? But y'all have enough time on your hands to sit up here and talk about what black women do. Or certain types of black women, I should say. Personally, I don't give a fuck about no Meg Thee Stallion, no Cardi B, no Lizzo. And y'all sit up here and talk about the same type of black women who cherry pick stories against black men when you sit up here and y'all do the exact same thing when it comes to black women. That's counterproductive in itself. That shows the weak-mindedness that you have as a fellow black man. Some days I don't understand what kind of black people we are. We just seem to keep going in circles. It makes us hard to trust one another. Because you got some of us on here who are not genuine. We just in it for the money. We don't care about the well-being of our fellow man, our fellow black man, or our fellow black woman. and we all share a common enemy. We always sit up here and talk about racism, white supremacy, but many of us are so comfortable in it that we just say, you know what, the hell with it. What can I do? Listen, you will never live comfortable under this system. It's been shown time and time again. Voting has not helped. You can't vote your way out of white supremacy. You can't sleep your way out of white supremacy. But yet you still have black women like CK and Synthetic G who would tell you that it's good to be with a white man. White man always right. The white man don't like you, black woman. They look at you as a pet. So all you black women who swirl and you black men that swirl, y'all look like some fucking morons. And you selling your people down the river. I mean, you feeding them to the devil, which means you are the devil's advocate. I hate black people like you who mislead other black people, innocent black people. Instead of teaching the truth, you want to feed them lies. You don't want to call out the misrepresentation in the news, but you want to sit up here and call out black men who do certain things. And yes, I don't agree with certain things that my fellow brothers partake in, like selling drugs and pimping our women, shooting up houses. I don't agree with none of that. And just like I don't agree with how some certain black women shaking their ass for the whole world to see, looking like a damn buffoon. See, at this point, I'm not caring about what these white folks do. Because they're not going to change who they are. They cold-blooded reptilians pretending to be human beings. And some of us are so fixated on them that we are willing to sleep with them, thinking that's going to end how they feel about us. What you think they was doing when they brought us here on them ships? You think voting our way is going to help? That's been proven that has not helped. We have black people in Congress who ain't did shit for us. You have the NAACP who has not did shit for us. You had the Congressional Black Caucus who has not did shit for us. There's no form of legislation that's ever going to work for black us. We are our own reparations while we sit up here begging for it. Because that's basically what we're doing. We are begging. We are begging the very same people who brought us here on these ships. We are begging the very same people who are killing us dead in the streets. We are begging the very same people who is kicking us out of our homes. We are begging the very same people who are kidnapping our children right in front of us. And we just refuse to do anything about it. But sit up here and say, please don't do this, please don't do that. I don't know about you, some of you brothers, but I want to be feared by these white people. I'd rather be feared than respected. And why I'd rather be feared is because people are scared of fear. They are scared of us. Why you think they eliminating black men like it's going out of fashion? And they using our black women as weapons against us. Because the best way to attack a man is through his woman. They have took some of our women and weaponized them. Look at Kristen Carlson. She's a prime example of that. She's leading black women down the alcohol river, down a razor blade, thinking white men is the way to go. She won't even speak on some of the murders of black women by their white spouses. Look at Synthetic G. She flip flopped as soon as she felt she wasn't making no money talking about racism, white supremacy. Now she done flipped the script, dogging black men out. But we ain't gonna talk about the fact she wears pounds of makeup and a weave all the time. And I'm not in the name calling, and this is what she really does. Calling black males dusty when she got pregnant by a dusty nigga with 6 kids, which is also a bad look on some brothers with that mindset. Now, my question to her is, since you claim that black men is all dusty, what qualified qualified Perkins to nut up in you and get you pregnant, and he has 5 other children by 4 different baby mamas? You need to answer that, Cynthia G. But you so smart. And for you to sit up here and let a white man on your platform disrespect black men shows how much you care for your own people, but you claim that you help you for black people. Bitch, please. I swear I don't like talking about my own people like this. I really don't. But I'm just so sick and tired about people acting like we ain't got no common sense. And we really need to get back to the basics of things. And we can correct the mistakes that some of our ancestors made. It's like we not even tried to build upon what our ancestors done, like Dr. Francis Quest Welsing and Dr. Amos Wilson, Dr. John Henry Clark, Ivan Van Sertima. The list goes on. We have many great ancestors who have came and gone, gave us knowledge, gave us solutions, and we not acting upon them. We have many books that we need to read. I mean, it's just simply put, we need to get back to the basics, man. I know one of the good books I've been reading is by our good sister, Aisha Lee Shabazz, also known as the Radical Sister.